Hello everybody, welcome to the Comic Game Movie Show. My name's Deshaun, and today I'm here to talk about Wandavision. Now, I was going to make these two separate videos, but I figured I could just say it in this video because it wouldn't be that long. But Wandavision is killing it in terms of view. Wandavision got 53 million views in 24 hours. That is right. Wandavision has more views in a day than the Snyder Cut had in a month. WandaVision has more views in a day than all of the Disney trailers that they have, than nearly every Disney trailer in the same time frame, was every Disney trailer released this entire year. In fact, WandaVision has more views than the initial TV spot for Avengers Infinity War. I'm talking about the original first little Super Bowl TV spot that was massive. It has more than that too. So WandaVision, it set a record actually. It set a record for the most views in a 24 hour, the most views. I can't remember what it was. I think it's as far as TV spot and a 24 hour, because WandaVision is called the official trailer, but it's technically considered a TV spot because it's only a minute and 20 seconds. Like an actual trailer is about almost 2 minutes. It's almost 2 minutes. That's what a trailer is. This is a TV spot. This is considered a teaser / TV spot, and it's one of the most viewed TV spots. It's the most viewed TV spot of all time. Right now, in 24 hours, the most viewed TV spot. WandaVision is killing it. Right now, it is still trending in the top 5 on YouTube. I mean, the thing got the original event, Marvel Studios trailer, got 10 million views in less than 24 hours. I mean, literally, the original trailer for this has the same amount of views as the Snyder Cut did in the same fucking time. People think that, Marvel's dead. They lost their damn mind. Marvel just came up in that bitch Jay-Z was allow me to reintroduce myself. I'm yo, y'all don't know what y'all talking about, man. Y'all lost y'all minds. But today, that's just a little thing I wanted to throw out there. I decided to just tack that on to the beginning of this video because I was just it's going to be a few minute thing. It's not even that big of a deal. But today, what I'm really here to talk about is my WandaVision theories. Now, everybody's got their theories on what's going on in this damn show. I got mine. Everyone has theirs. But I believe, and like I said, I don't know. Just theories being thrown out. Some guys commented in my reaction, my review of the trailer and had some theories that are very close to mine as well. I believe that first of all, this takes place after Endgame. It takes place after Endgame, maybe a year, maybe a month, maybe a year or two. Nah, probably just maybe a year. I'm probably say a year because the MCU likes to keep it pretty, even though technically they're 5 years ahead of us, so it's 2020. It'd be 2026 for them. But yeah, it's a year later, and Wanda's still dealing with shit. I don't think she's broken when the show first starts. I think she's just dealing with shit. I think she's just working through it. Maybe she's an agent of SWORD now because. Maybe she's an agent of SWORD now. She's just kind of going through the paces, and she's exhausted, and she's still dwelling on the past. And maybe SWORD kind of goes, you know what, Wanda, you need to relax. And they how they do that? How you see the shit in movies where the government locate their agents in normal places so that they can decompress. It's okay, you just go here. We got people here. You can go here. You'll be fine. And she goes to this nice little neighbor, this nice little town, and she's staying here. She has a house here. She lives here, and she's relaxing, trying to not think about this shit. And then Agatha shows up, played by Kathryn Hahn. I think that's who she is because it was some things give it away that if you put the title the credits, the subtitles on the trailer and play it, it says Agatha whenever Kathryn Hahn talks, or Agatha Harkness. Agatha Harkness is a well-known witch in the comics. She's a big deal. Well, not a big deal, but she's a big deal. She's a well-known witch. She's from the Salem witch trials era. She's one of the most well-known witches and sorcerers in the MCU. She's also the woman who helped, in the original comics, help Wanda understand her magical abilities. She was the one who did that. She helped Wanda understand her magical abilities. And sort of kind of manipulated Wanda, and she was a part of that whole story. She also was introduced in the Wanda and Vision, I think it was a Vision and Wanda, or Wanda and the Wanda and Vision story. So I think that Agatha shows up, and she starts poking the bear. Like, she shows up and she's friendly and, you know, she's kind and she understands, you know, Wanda, and like Wanda starts to befriend her and she slowly manipulates her, and then she just springs this thing out. Either, I've seen rumors of the Darkhold, which I don't know, maybe they'll do the Darkhold or not. Either way, somehow Agatha is gonna end up manipulating Wanda into creating an entire dome around this town. And this dome inside this dome, she can manipulate everything. Because the MCU is very particular about how they limit people's powers, because comic book fans don't like this, but the truth of the matter is that if comic book heroes had the same amount of power that they had in the comics on the big screen, a lot of freaking normal people would be turned off, and these movies would never make as much money as they do. They just make like it'd just be you guys. It's just these movies would make like $200 million, and that's it. But like, because they can't, because it's a disconnect. Me and you can do it, but like, it works in the comics and it works in the cartoons, but you know, at a certain point, you know, they gotta tone it down a bit. And if Wanda could just manipulate the fabric of reality, if Wanda was as strong as she is, and Hulk is as strong as he is, and Thor is as strong as he is, it makes you have to ask the logical questions of why don't they just do blank, blank, and blank. So that's why they kind of tone them down a bit. And like, plus, when they're toned down, it gives them somewhere to go. Like, that's the thing, though. Like, when they're toned down, it gives them somewhere to go up. So as long as those characters are still around in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, there's always a chance of them getting even more and more and more stronger. But I digress. It's gonna be this. They're gonna contain it within the bubble. And in this bubble, she is going to manipulate things. And I agree with a lot of other people whose theories that why Wanda and Vision are in this like sitcom world is because a lot of people in foreign countries, they get shit late. Like, they get a lot of things late, and they kind of like, and especially back in the day, especially years ago, where a lot of those channels, like a lot of those networks would just, you know, show reruns of stuff over in those foreign countries. And that's how a lot of people learned how to speak English, is by looking at like shows like I Love Lucy and, you know, all the like Family Matters and stuff like that. That's how a lot of people in foreign countries learn how to speak English, is by watching all those old shows. So I can definitely see a situation where Wanda, from this not third world country, but it's not the best. It's not the best. Sokovia didn't look like it was like the best. They look at it. I mean, they had their own military, so I guess they weren't the worst. You know, they weren't the crappiest country, but you know, bad enough to where they're not getting the latest shit. You know, Wanda growing up as a child, looking at all these old television shows and thinking like that's what a family is supposed to be, because that's what those old television shows were really doing, is saying this is what a family is. This is what a wife should be. This is what a husband should be, and this is how this should go. It's problems and things, but in the end, we all love each other and everything's happy and there's a laugh track. And that's like, and I feel like that's something, and like she's probably gonna be thinking back to like when those were her best memories, and that's what's gonna manifest. And the thing is, I think the show, the first few couple episodes are gonna be like a Twilight Zone. Like, I think this show is gonna be like the love child between the Twilight Zone, the Truman Show, and Doctor Strange. I feel like it's gonna be, I say Doctor Strange because Doctor Strange's CGI and special effects and just the weirdness of it and how amazing it looked and how trippy some of those special effects were, like especially that chase scene through the fucking city, that was amazing. I feel like there's gonna be some of that here where she's gonna just be manipulating everything inside this bubble to such a degree that you're just like, I don't even know what the fuck is happening. The fact that she could change the color of the area, and it's gonna be kind of like a Twilight Zone episode, because all the people inside the bubble, as you saw with Catherine Hahn's character, which I will get to in a second, seems to be, I think that the man at the dinner table who was beating the table saying, damn it, why? I think there's more to that scene than some people know. I think that he is trapped. Like, everyone in this town is trapped in her dream world, and they're stuck playing their roles, and they can't get out of it, and he's starting to break loose and go, why am I stuck in this? Why am I stuck in this? What's happening? And he's just freaking out because he doesn't know what's happening. And she doesn't even know that she's doing it. And I'm like, I think like, that's why I think it's some Twilight Zone shit, because I think everyone in this town is trapped in this woman's freaking hellscape. And it's gonna be freaky. It's gonna be like that. Like, I'm telling you, the first episodes are gonna be so freaky. It's gonna be so freaky because they're gonna play this like they're gonna play this like, it seems cheery. Like you ever see like kind of like We Happy Few? You know, like the smiling neighbors, just the, and underneath there's just this darkness, there's just this thing that's not being said, there's this dark cloud, but like they're just walking through the like I am so hyped for this thing, man. It, like I said in my initial trailer review, it reminded me of this episode of Twilight Zone, actually. This episode freaked me the hell out. It was an episode of the Twilight Zone where the kid found out that he was trapped inside of a dome by aliens. Like, and he found out the truth of the world. That we are just this little test tube. We're just this like petri dish testing ground that aliens look down on, and they're just like, oh cool, we'll do this, we'll do this, we'll do this, and see how that works. And it's like he found out the truth, and everyone thought he was mad. Like it kind of gives off that vibe of like, what is going on? This isn't real. And the reason I believe that this entire town is trapped in a dome is because how Vision floated above and was just looking over the town. And when Monica got kicked out, there's clearly like a kind of TV dome thing that she has to, when she came out of, she was back in the reality. But she was dressed up like she was like in like some 70s shit, which means that I'm thinking that when Monica Rambeau goes in, she immediately changes to fit the scene. I think, honestly, I think fucking it's some shit like this. Like there's a dome, like on the outside, there's literally a dome and you can't see it. You can't see the dome, but there's a dome. And you know, Sword figures out where the dome is, where it is, and they just kind of camp out around the dome, block out everything around this town. Like you cannot go near this town. This town is under some weird shit. I'm like, you're not gonna like. They're gonna play it so good. You're like, I hope. You know what? I actually hope you don't watch this video because I want to see people's faces because so many people are confused, and I'm like, that is great. I am happy that you're confused because they want you to go into this show, not quite know what's happening, be watching it from the beginning. By the time you get to the end, you're like, oh shit. like that's what they want. But I think even Agatha didn't know how powerful because I'll see a lot of people thinking that Agatha is manipulating her the whole way, but seeing where how Vision had to like get her out of her state, that means she was trapped in it too, which means she might have manipulated Wanda in the beginning to do it, but she did not know she was going to be that powerful, and she did not know that she could not hold her down. And now she's trapped in the fucking thing with everybody else. But the only person who seems to be figuring out like this isn't real is Vision, who is also dead. Now, I got a feeling this show's going to end on a very tragic, sad note. I don't think Vision's going to come back, people. Haven't heard anything from Paul Bettany. Paul Bettany's name hasn't shown up on any other of the other movies coming out. And it's something that I never thought about until I started watching the trailer. And when she was like, "You're dead," I was like, you know, you haven't seen Paul Bettany's name attached to any of the other MCU things they've come out. They've even announced. So it makes me think, yeah, he's dead. And this is going to be Paul Bettany's last hurrah as Vision. And it's going to be sad. It's going to be tragic. And it's going to shatter Scarlet Witch. It is going to do some damage to her. But in the end, I think that it is going to be Agatha's fault. Agatha is going to be manipulating her. It's going to get crazy, dude. It's going to get crazy. But that is my theory on, you know, WandaVision, is that Wanda has created a giant dome around this town, and all the people in it are trapped, doing things they don't want to do, trapped in this black and white world, moving and doing things and talking like they don't want to, like they can't control their own actions, and this guy is freaking out going, why? Like, that is so dark. That is so dark. That is some Twilight Zone shit, and I am here for it. And like I said, and it's so stupid too. Last thing, so many people in the comments are going, this is too weird. This isn't Marvel. This is too weird for me. I don't like it. It's like, wait a minute. So when Marvel was doing quote unquote the same thing, you were like, my MCU can only do the same thing. They can't do nothing different. Do something different. They do something different. This isn't the MCU. This is different. They're just being different for different sake. This isn't really. And I'm like, you guys just want to hate. I wish they would just say that. I wish people in the comment section would just say, I want to hate on the MCU. I don't really care what they do. Then at least you'd be being honest. Thank you guys for joining the Comic Game Movie Show. Please remember to like, subscribe, and keep watching that WandaVision trailer because it's still kicking ass. Long live Marvel. Thank you guys.